Greetings, my YouTubers. First and foremost, as I always say, thank you for the support, the engagement, the love. You know, it's always appreciated, man, as I'm a content creator that's always very responsive with everyone, and it's going to stay that way because I really like engaging, and my goal is to create a community, especially around the Undisputed game. It'll be fabulous to do so, and it's in the process now. So as I always say, thank you to all the support that you guys have shown me so far. But we're here to speak about, you know, we've got an update that Undisputed has published. We're going to delve into a little about that, but the main video is going to be about potential other fixes that this game needs in order for it to be perfect. But guys, it's going to be a little different in comparison to like my tips and stuff. I will be continuing to do so. I'm still actually studying the game itself, figuring out new ways to beat opponents, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, this one's going to be a little different, where I feel like it's still going to be more interesting because people can have their own input if I've missed out anything in terms of how to make this game a bit better. But yeah, sit back, and if you do like this video, guys, you know what to do. Subscribe, support, the love's always appreciated. Let's delve into it. Right guys, so we've had an update from Undisputed themselves. They have forwarded a response to us all, and I'm going to literally skim read it and try to skip to the main part. So they've obviously said that there's going to be a first update planned, dropped in mid-December, which everybody's not happy about. To me, I'm quite a patient person, so I'm going to wait. You know, as I said in my previous videos, I'm still enjoying it, and if you think about it, just leave the spammers to have their time. Their time will come. You know, it's going to be an end for them, and it's only a temporary time. So us real boxers will enjoy the game more. So just let them have their fun right now. You know, so they've responded as I did expect, because they're quite responsive in terms of this game. They've made a lot of changes. A lot of people don't agree with the changes. A lot of people refer back to the beta, which I disagree. I prefer this version, you know, because there's a lot missing in the early access, in my opinion. Beta, sorry. So we're gonna go straight to the critical issues, and let's see if these things we agree with getting fixed. So it says stagger hit reactions causing desync issues massively, which led to the players being unable to fight effectively. That there is amazing. They need to fix that ASAP. I just hope that they don't do or have to change anything in terms of this. Just fix that, and then we're on a good start. So the desyncing issues is pretty much of a problem right now. Power punches consistently bleed through blocks, meaning winning a fight online is largely down to throwing power punches. A massive major as well. Oh, I think this is probably the worst thing that's going on right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is just my belief. The power punches is just pretty insane. Like, you could be anyone that just throws hard, and they're going for your blocks. And that's the reason why I'm focusing on an outboxer, which is Sugar Ray Leonard, who's my favorite right now. That's doing a really good job, and he manages to evade these type of punches. But any other fighter I've seen struggle. I'm not saying that I haven't struggled. I've struggled quite a lot, to be honest, but I've managed to get my way through certain fighters, and I'm telling you, these spammers will not be happy about this. Leave them to have their time. It's temporary. So they've got till December, mid-December, to obviously think of a different strategy. So leave them to it. Deontay Wilder overpowered. I've not really experienced the heavyweight division. I don't plan to. I'm currently enjoying the other divisions. Maybe when things are a bit better, I'll probably play with the AI or something. But yeah, some DLC fighters are unable to play on. They need to fix that. They should issue refunds for that, because a lot of people are paying for these fighters to play online and they can't play with them, which is such a shame. Definitely should get a refund for that, because I don't understand that. That's kind of like robbery, if you ask me. Players become stuck in an oh my gosh, this here, I've been experiencing this so much recently, and I didn't experience this before. As soon as I've seen a lot of people commenting on my videos, and then I've started to see it, You know, it's pretty much of a shock. Players become stuck in an infinite transition screen after winning through an injury TKO. I am so happy that they're fixing that. To be honest, guys, it's crazy because all these things should not be in the game. Period. Like, they should not be in the game at all. I'm really shocked on how this game can be enjoyable and suffering with so much issues at the same time. It's crazy. For a minority of users, DLC doesn't appear for secondary accounts on Xbox. I'm not aware of that, to be honest. And yeah, I can't really say much on that. But I've said down the bottom, we don't intend to stop there. However, we are planning to further updates that will provide even more improvements. Game balancing, penalties, or players quitting early during matches. That's a requirement as well. I can't believe people actually do that. It actually makes me, I'm not going to say sick, but it's a frustrating thing. Why play this game if you're going to do that? Take it out. I don't understand. And additional features. Thank you for bearing with us. So what we're going to do is we're going to delve into things that we can potentially improve this game as well. Despite the fact that we've just listened to a few things that they've just stated. They're all wonderful. They're talking mid-December. As I said, I'm patient, but I understand with certain other people, you know, from a game that's just launched, it's not looking good. And to be honest, if these things are not fixed, it's going to be even worse. And I feel bad because I am focusing on this game quite heavily, you know, so it will be such a shame. I don't know what's going to go on, but we're going to delve into the video, guys. Let's go. Right, guys, even though we mentioned regarding the power shots, there's more to it, man, because the power shots are more going with the scorecards. And I don't understand, like, you can outbox a player, but once they start throwing power shots, it's like they're winning on the scorecards. And I just think that's a major change. I hope they do fix that, despite the fact that they have stated, you know, the power shots going through, you know, the block, the guard. So hopefully this is a fix. And even if they fix it, I really do hope that it makes a change. You know, there's a change requirement here, definitely, for sure, because I just don't understand how these power shots are scoring on the card. It's unbelievable. Even when you've outboxed a player, like I've done it several times and the scorecards have gone to them. It's unbelievable. That's definitely one of the major fixes they need to do. I don't know if you guys can relate, but what I've experienced so far as well is you know when the bell rings and you're moving forward, it's like your fighter starts slow, and I don't understand why that happens. And in a few more rounds, it starts to happen quite often as well. That's also another fix, and I hope they do fix that, because I've not seen many people talk about this. There is a few. The few have noticed it, but I've noticed it quite heavily recently. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. It's like you come out slow. You're going forward, and for some reason, like, it's moving so slow to go towards the player. And there's a lot of players that rush at you and start spamming straight away. So that's obviously another fix that they need to do, because it's also ruining the game itself. So I hope they actually make a fix with this. Right, guys, this is probably one of the top 3 issues that are currently happening in the game, and it's the desyncing issues. It's a major thing because it's happening in the majority of the online games. This should have been fixed from the start, because this was experienced in the beta as well. I have no clue why it's still happening. It's pretty insane on how it's still happening, and it's ruining the games. It's like, if you guys don't know what desyncing is, go type it up, because it will give you a better definition on what it is. But in short terms, it's like when you hit the opponent from like a distance, it's like it's hitting them knowing that it was from a distance. It's weird. You see what I'm saying? It just sounds weird because it shouldn't be happening. It's basically your punches just being disconnected. You know what I mean? And on their screen, it's showing different, and your screen's showing different. So you're not connected with each other, basically. It's such a weird thing that's happening right now, and they need to immediately fix this. To be honest, this should be a requirement. This should have never happened from the start, and this is what's ruining the games a lot. because what makes it worse is that when the people spam, you're literally getting hit left, right, left, right, left, right, and you're from a distance as well, and you're getting knocked down as well, which is insane. And this is one of the main reasons why I've not touched rank yet. I am not touching rank until they make these major changes. I'm currently doing unranked, so I'm just more or less just gonna keep practicing. If I lose, then it's fair play, it is what it is. But yeah, this is definitely a requirement fix. In my belief, I do believe there's a lot of boxes as well that are missing, a huge amount of boxes. Don't get me wrong, I'm not discrediting the boxes that are currently in the game, but if you really want to hype up a big boxing game, and I'm not saying Undisputed won't bring these boxes down the line, but for a starting game, you kind of want to go out with a blast, because we ain't had a boxing game in a while, and in order to fulfill people's needs, we've got to go out with a bang. There's amazing boxers in this game, but there's a lot missing. I can name a few: Duran, Mayweather, Pacquiao, you know, even in the heavyweight division, Ken Norton, you know, going back to middleweight, Hearns, Hagler. Like, all these boxers are missing. We need these boxers, man, honestly, to just give a more of an excitement within the game itself. And as I do believe Undisputed will make a change and bring these boxers in the game, but I'm just pretty shocked on why these fighters were not in the game from the beginning. It's strange. And to be honest, I will take into consideration all the licensing and stuff like that, you know, paying these boxers large amounts of money in order to be in the game. But if you really want to be the best boxing game of all time, you've got to have these guys in. Facts. You've got to have them. You've got to do everything in your powers to have them in, because these guys are going to generate, you know, the sales. You've kind of like got to be like 50-50. So I hope that's understandable with what I'm saying. Couple of things that they need to add into the game that's not really a major, but could be a major for a lot of people. It's not really bothered me, but in order to be or have a realistic boxing game, you got to have the clinching. And for some reason, it was in the early access, but early beta, sorry, but have taken it out, and I'm not too sure why. It's strange. You know, there's some questioning there to ask on why it was removed, and also probably implement a parry system as well. I don't know how this will work, but it should work because it's a boxing game. A lot of things have worked, you know, but in order for the game, as I said, to be a realistic boxing game, we've got to have these things, man. I know it's a lot of mechanics to learn, but it's boxing. This is the whole purpose of practicing and putting it into play. And I just feel like it will be pretty cool to obviously add in the game itself. Another thing I want to add is just to improve the audio and the commentary, man. Like, we've got to have that realism in terms of who's winning on the scorecards, you know, different types of commentary, not an unrealistic commentary that can put you off sometimes. And I'm not saying this is a major, but this is something to actually change up, because the commentary, like, there's times where you're winning high on the scorecards and they'll act like you're losing. It's the other way around as well. Crazy. They need to have an update on that, because they're just repetitive. They say the same things over and over. You're better off not having a commentary, and probably put like a referee in there as well. And there's times where something blocks your view in terms of the camera as well. I'm not too sure why that's always there at times when you're moving around. And also an option to change your camera. I'm fine with what it is at the moment, but a lot of people have been complaining that they cannot change the view. That's something, these are just basic things that just need changing. So that's another thing I would say. I'm not delving to the career mode as much, you know, but from what I've played so far, I'm happy with it. Maybe they can implement a few more things in there, but I'm not really going to delve into that into this video. But what I've just mentioned is the majors that I believe that need fixing, also with what they've said as well. So that's incredible. So hopefully, fingers crossed that they do get these things fixed, guys. Otherwise, they're just going to start losing a lot of people that actually want to play this game. You know, and I do understand from somebody from a lower skill level that wants to actually play this game in its full potential. It's sad to see them criticize the game so much to the point where they are asking back for refunds. But as I said, I'm going to be patient, and hopefully there's a fix regarding this game. And I will continue to do these videos meanwhile. And as I said, hopefully there's a fix. But yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.